Hello children, now we start the next lesson, that is the digestive system. Now as you can see in the diagram, this is the diagram showing you the digestive system. Okay, so this digestive system is very important for all the higher animals, as we survive by taking food which is solid form. That is, the holozoic animals, they always consume complex and indiffusible food, the food which cannot be directly absorbed into the body. It consists of mixtures of nutrients and some useless substances as well. Not that everything what we eat is useful. Sometimes there are some useless substances. And from all this, our body has to extract and absorb all the nourishment. And the remaining part has to be thrown out from the body. So this process is carried out by this elementary canal or the gut. The alimentary canal, as you can see, it starts from the mouth, ends up in the anus. So what happens here? The food is put in through the mouth, that is termed as ingestion. Then as it goes further down, all the digestion of the food takes place, and then the food is converted into diffusible form which can be absorbed into the body. Absorption takes place and all the waste is then thrown out through the anus, that is egestion. So this process in detail you will study in this lesson, the digestive system, which consists of the four phases: ingestion, digestion, absorption and egestion. So just by understanding the diagram, you will remember these four parts. First, we will go through the need of the digestive system. All the food that we consume is not in the simplest form, and hence it has to be broken down into simple form. That is digestion process, and then it will be able to be absorbed in the bloodstream, so that the blood can reach it to each and every part of the body. For this, we require a digestive system. Then what is the meaning of the word digestion? Digestion is the breakdown of naturally occurring foodstuff into diffusible form, or it can be also called as chemical simplification of food, or it is a change which makes the food soluble and of such chemical nature that it can be absorbed through the living membrane. So this is a definition of digestion. To carry out this process of digestion, we have something called as enzymes in our body, and these enzymes play a key role in the digestion. There are hundreds of enzymes present in the body, in addition to those involved in digestion. But the general characteristics of all the enzymes are the same. There are enzymes, the digestive enzymes especially. What do? They break down the food substance into simpler forms, as you can see shown in the diagram. The starch what is present. This starch is broken down by amylase into three simpler forms of glucose. So from complex form to simple form. This is done by the enzymes. So these enzymes have general characteristics. They are as follows. They are first of all made up of proteins, and hence they can be destroyed when they are heated. They act only at a particular kind of temperature and a particular kind of substance. So the substance on which they act, it is called as the substrate. It is specific. They don't go on working with different substances. One works with only one type of food substance. Now they work like catalysts. They only alter the rate of chemical reaction. They mostly are known to speed up the rate of chemical reaction. That is, speed up the digestion process. Hence they are termed as catalysts. They can be used again and again. They themselves do not get destroyed or they do not get changed in the process. They remain the same. They have an optimum temperature at which they work, between 35 degrees and 40 degrees Celsius. So only between this range of temperature they work and they carry out their process. Now we come to the digestive system. the digestive system, that is, all the organs in the body of the man that help in nutrition, collectively constitute the digestive system. Whatever parts are there which are helping out in nutrition, they are together called as digestive system. So in man, it can be divided into two parts: the alimentary canal or the digestive tract, or also called as the gut, and the second is the digestive glands. The alimentary canal in man is very long. It is about 22 feet in length, that is 9 meters. Highly coiled, it is muscular, it is tubes, or you can say tube like structures. It starts right from the mouth and ends in the anus. It is differentiated into numerous parts. We will see those parts now. They are mouth, buccal or oral cavity, then pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, then colon, rectum and anus. So in this manner you have the various parts as you can see in this diagram. First with the mouth, then you have the cavity inside the buccal cavity. The passage which is common for food and air, that is called the pharynx. The tube which takes the food from the mouth into the stomach, it is the esophagus. Then the J-shaped muscular bag, the stomach. After the stomach, you have the small intestine, which is again divided into three parts. The three parts are duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Then you have the large intestine. The large intestine is also divided into three parts: ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. Then you have the rectum, the bag-like structure which stores the undigested matter, and the opening through which the waste is thrown out, the anus. So these are the various parts of the alimentary canal. Okay, hope you will remember all these names and study this diagram as well, because it's very important for you. Now the accessory glands or the accessory organs of the digestive system. The accessory organs are all the glands which are located in the various regions of the digestive tubes. You have numerous types of glands in different parts of the alimentary canal. And along with these, you also have the salivary glands located in the mouth region, the tongue which helps in digestion process, then the liver, the organ which secretes the digestive juice, which has the gallbladder in it. Okay, then you have the gastric glands present in the stomach and intestinal glands present in the intestine. In this diagram, you can see the various glands: liver, then stomach, intestine, pancreas, as well as the salivary glands in the mouth. Now first we will discuss about mouth. The mouth consists of these parts: the lips, tongue, teeth and salivary glands. The mouth. The alimentary canal opens at the upper end as a wide space, and that wide space is called the mouth. It is bounded by two soft movable lips. That is, the upper limit formed by the upper lip and the lower limit formed by the lower lips. Now what is this mouth? It has numerous functions. It does the work of closing the mouth. The lips, they help to close the mouth. Then they also help in sucking and sipping of fluids. As you can see in the diagram, sipping a cup of tea, sucking on ice cream candies. Then it also helps you to speak. Okay, how do lips help to speak? Ever you have thought of it? Yes. Please try to pronounce these alphabets which are given in red color: B, M, W and P. You can see that your lips touch each other. B, M, W and P. You can see the movement of your lips. So the lips also help in speaking. Then the lips are very sensitive. The skin present on the lips are it is made up of a single layer or very thin epidermis, and that makes it very sensitive. So it is capable of perceiving certain sensations, especially those of touch and heat. You can take hot water on your bare skin, but that same quantity of heat of water cannot be bared by your lips because of that sensitive nature. Okay, so these are the functions of the lips. Then coming to the next part, that is the buccal cavity. The cavity which is present inside the mouth, that is called as the buccal cavity. And inside the mouth you have the upper side of the cavity which is called as the palate. When you open your mouth, you have the top roof in that open space, that is called the palate, and the lower side by the throat, and the lateral walls formed by the jaws. Most of the floor of the buccal cavity is occupied by large muscular protrusible tongue, that is a large structure which is present in the mouth, that is a tongue, and this tongue plays a major role. It performs numerous functions. First and foremost, it helps in manipulating the food during mastication. Mastication is nothing but chewing of food. When you keep on chewing the food, that is termed as mastication. That process is called mastication. So when you are doing it, the same particles will remain below the teeth. So mixing of food in the mouth, moving the food from below the teeth into the buccal cavity and pushing other food there, that is done by the tongue. But are you aware that your nervous system works so strongly that we rarely bite our tongue, though it is pulling and pushing the food from between the teeth? Correct? Yes. Then it also helps in swallowing the food, pushing the food back into the passage at the end of the buccal cavity. It helps in making meaningful sounds. That is, it also helps in speaking. Try to pronounce the alphabets T and D. You can see that the tongue touches your palate. So, speaking is also helped by the tongue. It helps in cleaning the teeth and removing all the waste particles or food that is stuck between the teeth. And it works like a spoon in drinking liquid minerals. That is, whenever you are drinking something, it helps you like a spoon. And most important, it works a tasting organ because it bears taste buds. And these taste buds are helpful in tasting the food. So this is the work carried out by the muscular organ, that is the tongue. You can see in this diagram the location of the taste buds. This is a taste bud what is shown here. These taste buds are located all over the tongue. This is the general diagram of the tongue. And as you can see in this diagram, it shows you the location of the taste buds. The taste buds for bitter are located right at the posterior end of the tongue. That is why when you eat something bitter, you feel that sensation of taste for a longer period of time, because the taste for bitterness has already spread out all over the tongue till it reaches the end part where the location of the taste buds are present. So as the saliva which has dissolved the bitterness that goes over it, each time you start feeling the sensation of that taste. Then the taste for sweetness is only at the tip of the tongue. So as the sweet food goes over the various other part of the tongue, you don't get the taste. You will taste it only at the tip of the tongue. That is why most of the times unaware we try to lick and eat the chocolate or anything that is sweet. We try to touch it with the tip of the tongue. And this is also another reason why we carve for so much of sweetness, because we don't feel the satisfaction as the taste is only at the tip of the tongue. Salty on the sides, and on the side margins you find the sour taste. So that is the location of taste buds. Then coming to teeth, the dentition. The teeth, these are present both in the upper and the lower jaws. They are white shining hard structures, and they are called as the teeth. We have four types of teeth. And what do these teeth do? The teeth play a major role in digestion. The first part, that is the mechanical digestion. The mechanical digestion is taken care of by the teeth. They are the hardest structures present in the buccal cavity of all the vertebrates. And mainly the mechanical digestion meaning mastication of food. That is breaking down of food into smaller particles. That work is done by the teeth. So that once the food is broken down into smaller particles, it is easy for the enzymes to work on them for better digestion. Now here, teeth also help us in speaking. Sometimes without teeth, you might have seen, you might have seen the old people. You don't understand some of their words. Why? Because the teeth are lacking. So speech also differs, and at the same time, as you can see in the picture, the presence and the absence of teeth, okay, how difference it creates in the look of a person. That is, teeth also add beauty to the face. See the person without teeth and see the person with teeth. Then coming to the number of teeth. An adult normally has 32 teeth. These teeth are in different shapes as well as sizes. And the arrangement of teeth in the jaws, it is called as dentition. The dentition is related to feeding habits of the vertebrates. There are this, what you can see, the arrangement, the white color teeth, that is called as dentition. If a animal is feeding only on vegetables, or that is a herbivorous, it has different teeth. A carnivorous has a different teeth structure. But here we will be studying about human teeth structure. So humans have four types of teeth. As you can see in the diagram, incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Look at the diagram carefully because you will be asked to label these in the diagrams. So now let us see one by one each type of teeth. The first one is the incisors. The four front teeth, what you can see, they are called as the incisors. They are very sharp edged. They have sharp edges like the chisel, and these are mainly for biting and cutting the food. Now in each jaw you have four incisors, and these incisors, as you can see in the diagram, it has only one root. The long structure which is embedded in the jaw, that is the root. Only one root is present. Then you have the canines. These are long, sharp and pointed teeth. They are meant mainly for cutting the food and tearing of the food. More than cutting, it is tearing of the food. There are two canines in each jaw. And these canines also have only one root. Okay, you can see the canine shown in the diagram also, how pointed it is. And canines are very important for carnivores, for tearing of flesh. In carnivorous animals, you can see the canines are very sharp. Then you have the premolars. These are broad teeth and they have a broad surface with humps which are called as the cusps. As you can see in the diagram, the bulgy parts, those are the cusps. Because of the presence of the two cusps on the surface of each premolar, they are called as bicuspid. So there are two cusps. You can see in the lower diagram, the blue color part where the white teeth is embedded, there are two cusps present on it. And each jaw has four premolars. Okay, each jaw is having four premolars. These are meant for crushing and grinding the food. Each upper premolar has two roots, whereas the lower ones has one root only. So depending on where they are located, if they are located in the upper jaw, they are having two roots. If they are present in the lower jaw, they have only one root. So the main work of premolars is grinding and crushing of food. Here you can see the molars. These are 6 molars in each jaw, one on either side. Okay. So they are also meant for crushing and grinding the food like the premolars. They are larger than the premolars and they have 3 to 5 cusps. Compare this diagram and the previous diagram shown, the tooth. So you can see the number of cusps differ here. Here they have 3 to 5, whereas the premolars had only 2 cusps, so they were bicuspid. And these, the last molars, they are called as the wisdom tooth. Why they are called as wisdom tooth? Because they arise quite late when the individual is in the early 20s, that is, we say already mature. That is why it is called as the wisdom tooth. Each upper molar has 3 roots, while the lower one is having only 2 roots. So here there is a difference in the molars and the premolars, the number of roots present. Okay. Then coming to the type of tooth based on that is the food habits. If an animal has the similar type of teeth, all the teeth are similar, then it is called as a homodont. It is termed as homodont. You can see in the diagram the homodont where all the shape of the teeth are same. Whereas there are animals which have dissimilar teeth. That is, each tooth has a different shape, like how animals, human beings also we discuss now, having 4 types of teeth with 4 different shapes. So such type of dentition is termed as heterodont. Remember these 2 names very well. Now coming to the mammalian teeth, that is, what type of tooth do we have right from childhood? We first usually have something called as deciduous teeth. That is, the mammalian teeth, they appear in 2 sets during the life of a person. The first set is deciduous teeth, and they start developing when the fetus is only 2.5 months old, still in the womb of the mother. They appear like buds and appear externally when the child is 6 to 8 months. So from 2.5 months, it is there in the jaw, but they start taking the proper shape and the white color tooth start appearing out only when the child is 6 to 8 months old. And a human child has total 20 deciduous teeth. They appear in both the jaws. By the age of 2 years, all the 20 teeth are present. Out of the 10 deciduous teeth present in each jaw, 4 are incisors, 2 are canines, and 4 are molars. Now, what happens further? Between the age of 3 and 12, the deciduous teeth start making way for permanent teeth. And this you can see very clearly in the diagram. The blue color ones which are shown are the deciduous teeth or the primary teeth. How the permanent teeth, the white ones, they start coming up and making place for themselves. So as they start pushing up, they start loosening the roots of the primary teeth, and then the primary teeth start falling off. So the primary teeth fall off, the deciduous teeth fall off, and the permanent ones develop and take their place. So the permanent teeth in man are 32 teeth, 16 in each jaw. Okay. Here you can see the diagram of a deciduous teeth as well as the permanent teeth. The number of teeth also you can see there. So this is the deciduous teeth are in child and the permanent teeth is in an adult. Here you can see the dental formula shown. Okay, the dental formula for a human child. It is 2102. What is that 2? First number stands for incisors, second canines, premolars and molars. So it has 2 incisors, 1 canine, no premolars and 2 molars. So total you find this is on one side of the 1/2. So the same other number. So total in this table what you can see 2 plus 2 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6 plus 2 plus 2, that becomes 10. So these 10 on the other half side, that is 20, total of 20 teeth. And in an adolescent you will find these between 7 to 20 years. 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 2 molars. So totally this person will have 28 teeth. And human adult, you have 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars. So total it becomes 32 teeth. This includes even the wisdom tooth. Okay. So remember these dental formulas. Anyone can be asked as a question for exam. Now coming to the structure of a tooth. The general structure of all the teeth is similar. Each tooth is differentiated into 3 parts, that is the root, neck and the crown. As you can see in the diagram, you can see the crown shown. This is the crown, this is the neck region and this is the root region. So it has 3 parts, the crown, the neck and the root. Okay. Now see the structure here. Root. The root is the part of the tooth that is embedded into sockets or alveolus, that is in pockets in the jawbone. And the number of root different depending upon the type of the teeth. As we already discussed, the incisors, the canines, they have single root. Then the premolars, which are in the upper jaw, have 2 roots, in the lower jaw they have 1 root. And the molars in the upper jaw have 3 roots and in the lower jaw have 2 roots. So that way, depending upon the place where they are located and the type of the teeth, the number of the roots differ. Especially the incisors and canines, they have single roots. Then you have the neck. It is a narrow part between the root and the crown, that is the junction of the root and the crown, and it is covered by the gums. As you can see in the diagram, the small region in the center is called the neck, the red color in the left side diagram. Then you have something called as the enamel or the crown. So the crown is the exposed whitish part of the tooth. Now the enamel, this is the whitish shining hard material that covers the crown. It is present over the crown of the tooth externally. It is very rich in calcium and phosphorus, due to which it is the hardest material in the human body. Why? Because it contains calcium and phosphorus. Though it is white, it sometimes seems to be yellowish. You can see, teeth looking yellowish. That is because of the yellow dentine below. Okay, there is another layer below the white color enamel. When the enamel starts becoming thin and pale, thin and very much transparent, then it reflects out that yellow dentine below. That is why the teeth start looking yellowish in color. And this enamel is meant to withstand tremendous pressure while biting, crushing and grinding the food. That is why it is so very hard in structure. Below the enamel, you can see in the diagram, there is this part called as a dentine. This dentine makes up the bulk of the tooth, and it is made up of yellow color substance, a bone-like hard material called dentine. The dentine encloses a space in the center. You can see where the yellow color and red color lines are there. That is the pulp cavity. Okay. Now this dentine is strong but not as strong as the enamel. Yes. Next is the cement. The cement is another bowl-like structure covering and fixing the root in position. That is, the root of the tooth is covered with very hard material called as a cement. It helps to hold the root of the tooth in the sockets of the jawbone very firmly. As you can see in the diagram, the outer layer of the root, cementum, what is marked, that is to hold the teeth in position. Then you have the internal soft cavity, the red color or the orangish color patch, what is shown, the dental pulp. It is made up of soft connective tissue. The hollow space from inside, it contains a cavity called the pulp cavity. It is having pulp chamber in the crown and pulp canal in the root. The pulp cavity is full of connective tissue called the pulp, rich in blood vessels, lymph vessels and nerves. The blood vessels and nerve fibers enter or leave the tooth through the pulp cavity. And this pulp cavity is very sensitive at times when there is a decay in the tooth. If the sensation reaches the pulp cavity, then there are nerves in it. So those nerves give the sensation to your brain and you get shooting pain in it. Okay. So this is the diagram showing you the general structure of the human tooth, that is the molar. Please study this diagram and be prepared to even draw it.